Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to another session of mathematics, SAT Maths with Joel Daniel. Today we'll be looking at systems of equation. This aspect is usually tested in the no calculator section of the SAT. Let me just give you background information you need to know as a student preparing for the SAT exam. First, when you are given a system of equation, it's typically of this form: a1x plus b1y equals to c1, a2x plus b2y equals to c2. So from here, this is the general form equation of the line, same as this one. So if this is equation 1, this is equation 2, and we are asked to solve, of course, you should know that the a1, a2, b1, b2, c1, and c2, they are constants. These are values that will be given. So per time, you can be asked to solve your x and y. Your x and y are the variable. Okay, so for you to solve for your x and y, or to determine any of those constants that will make these equations valid, it means that there are three possible solution cases. Okay, so for you to determine any of those constants, there are three possible solution cases. So the first case is when you have unique solutions. Okay, so you can use this to solve for your x and y. The major reason of today is not just to focus on it. The emphasis is going to be on this no solution, when the system of equation have no solution. So I'm coming there, which is number 2. So another solution case is when you have no solution. I'll be talking more about that in a bit. So the third one is infinite many solutions. Okay, so for you to have all of this, for you to have these situations, or having those kind of phrases in the sentence, in the equation, in the question given to you, they have their implication. And like I said, I want to solve this question given here. And for me to solve it, I need to understand this statement: when the system of equation has no solution. So what does it mean? So I want to talk briefly on that now. The other two, which is when there is unique solutions, of course you can use your elimination, you can use your substitution and graphical solution. But then SAT, you really don't need that third part of graphical solution. Okay, so having said that, my focus is to talk about when a system of equation has no solution. So when a system of equation has no solution, what does it mean? First thing is that the equation of the line here, the gradient from here and the gradient from here are equal. So their slopes or gradients are equal. That's one implication of when two systems of equation are equal. So I haven't said this. What I'm saying is that if I sketch this line, right, the equation, the line, right, the straight line that model this equation, say if this is line L and this is line K, so this line and this line will be parallel. So this line will be parallel. So for you to say two gradients are equal, it means that the two lines are parallel. They are parallel. Okay, so to give you a model that will help you solve, because you're writing an exam that is, time bound. Time is very, very important. So for you to give you a model that will help you, if two lines, a system of equation having no solution, it means that the ratio of the A here from the equation 1 to this, A1 to B1, will be equals to A2 to B2. It's a model, it's a formula. Alright? So it's clear that with this I can solve for the constant here per time, A1, B1, A2, B2. I can use it to get any of those constants per time. So I'm coming here now to solve this question on the board. This is a question, like an example to buttress this. There are two methods really, but I'll use this method first to solve, and then later on teach you another method. Alright, and in the end I will make a recommendation, but it's all left to you, the one you prefer. So take note of this. Okay, so over to this question. This question says, given the system of equations px plus 3y equals to 8, 2x minus y equals to 5. Find the value of p if the system of equation has no solution. Okay, the model I wrote here, say if this is my A1 and this is my B1, this is my C1. This is my A2, this is my B2, and this is my C2. Alright? Now the model says that the ratio of A1 to B1 will be equal to A2 to B2, the ratios, right? So A1 is P over B1 is 3, A2 is 2, and this is minus 1. Okay? So for me to get my P, all I need to do is just to cross multiply. Let me use another pen, that's cross multiply. So P times negative 1 equals to 3 times 2. So negative P equals to 6, that P equals to negative 6. 1 like divide both sides by negative 1. Okay, so the answer here is negative 6. This is using this model I gave earlier on. But then you can use another method. So what's the method to use? So if I call that method 2, like I initially stated, this equation here is equation of the line, the general form equation of the line. There are 3 other ways you can represent the equation of the line. 2 other ways. So this is general form. Another form is what we call this that slope intercept form, which is y equals to mx plus c. So what it means is that from this equation 1, I'll make y subject of formula to look in this form. That's converting from general form to the slope intercept form. Slope intercept form. Okay? So just making y subject of formula. So to do that from equation 1, this is my equation 1 and this is my equation 2. I'll make y subject of formula. 3y equals to this go over negative px plus 8. Divide both sides by 3. Y equals to negative p over 3. X plus 8 over 3. So I can call this equation 3 because I have equation 1, I have equation 2, now I have equation 3. So I'm going to keep this one and also make y subject of formula here. So negative y equals to this go over negative 2x then plus 5. So if I multiply through with negative 1, I'm going to have y equals to 2x negative 5. Alright, so what I've just done, multiply this by negative 1, multiply this by negative 1, multiply this by negative 1. So negative 1 times negative 1 will give you y, negative 1 times this will give you 2x, negative this times this will give you negative 5. That's what I've just done. Okay? Alright, so this is equation 4. And I said something earlier, when it is given that a system of equation has no solution, what it means is that the gradients from the 2 lines, from the 2 equations will be equal. So for example, the gradient from this equation is negative p over 3, while the gradient from this equation 4 is 2. So I'm going to equate their gradient because you are told that the system of equation has no solution. So equating their gradient, negative p over 3 equals to 2 over 1. So you cross multiply, let me use another color pen, cross multiply. You have negative p equals to 3 times 2. So you have P equals to negative 6. So what does this tell us? P equals to negative 6 as well as P equals to negative 6 here. You see that the two answers are correct. So the choice is left to you. Look at the two methods and you pick one. Thank you. See you again same time next week. Bye.